Greetings, my friends. This is Mark David, founder of the Institute for the Psychology of Eating. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to take a few minutes with you and talk about a topic I think you might be interested in the realm of nutrition, in the realm of eating psychology, in the realm of metabolic health, in the realm of you reaching your full potential. And I'm going to call this, what's your nutritional dream? So what's your nutritional dream? Now, have you noticed that an extra large portion of our collective conversation around nutrition is driven by our love for the exaggerated excitement of what's new? Always want to know what's new. What's the latest miracle supplement for limitless energy? What's the hottest diet that guarantees fat-free glamour? What's the next breakthrough food that defies disease and attracts your perfect mate? You know what I'm talking about? That kind of stuff is sexy. It grabs us. And we're always looking for what's new, what's new, what's new. And we expect, I think, quite a bit from food, and maybe rightfully so. But is there really anything new worth getting excited over? Are any of the breakthrough pills and foods or gizmos truly delivering on their promise? That's my question. So to me, if we gaze honestly and compassionately at illness, obesity, unhappiness that we see in the world, the answer, I think, is no. There's not a heck of a lot new that's really creating this massive change and this massive healing and miracle breakthroughs for everybody. You know, we've looked to the science of nutrition to lead us to the promised land of milk and honey. But once we got there, we've been told, you know, don't drink the milk, that's not good for you, and don't eat the honey, it's got a lot of sugar in it. So we kind of get confused. And to make things more confusing for eaters everywhere, our nutrition experts, you've seen this, they're always engaged in a war about who's got the right answers and who has the key to the kingdom called the right way to eat. Now, fortunately, things are changing. And actually, I'm going to take it back and say there really is something new in nutrition. And in fact, as I'm seeing it, there's a quiet revolution that's taking place. It's rolled into the landscape of the nutrition field, and it's the kind of nutrition change that I think is born out of more honesty and born out of a light and a truth that I don't think can be stopped. It's causing a transformation in the way we nourish ourselves, and this something new is simply this. It's a deeper understanding of eating psychology, of who we are as eaters, of what's going on inside mind, heart, and soul when it comes to the equation of food and nutrition. Meaning, an approach to food and health that embraces all of us. Because previously, our approach to nutrition is largely centered in the body. Our approach to food is really largely centered in the body. And you know there's so much more to us. So this new approach to nutrition, really embracing the psychology of eating, the missing half of nutrition, affirms that each of us is emotionally and biochemically unique, that there's no one-size-fits-all in the diet business, and that every nutritional system or expert has at least one nugget of wisdom to offer us. So in other words, what's good for the Okinawans or the French or the Mediterraneans or the Paleolithics or the vegans or the people in South Beach isn't necessarily what's good for you or me. So we're learning how to take the nugget of truth that works for you from any dietary approach. We're learning how to take the nugget of wisdom from any approach that works for the people that you care for, the people that you nourish, the people that you feed. So most importantly, perhaps, the psychology of eating acknowledges what we've known all along and deep inside, and it's that human beings are more than just a collection of chemicals. Food is more than the sum total of its vitamins and minerals and macronutrients. If we were just a bunch of chemicals slammed together randomly by evolution, wow, that's awful. We're more than that. So when it comes to eating, we are creatures of life and love and pleasure and community and celebration. And our metabolism is driven not only by the chemistry of our cells, but by the depth of our psyche, by the stories of our heart, and by our dreams for the world. I really mean that. What moves our chemistry indeed is food, and it's more than food at the same time. Can you embrace that? So the Institute for the Psychology of Eating is sort of the nesting ground for this new paradigm of nutritional and emotional health. It's a power spot where a fresh vision of our relationship with food is being birthed into practical, real-world manifestation. So in other words, we're here to fill a pretty huge void. You know, we train professionals and students how to see a deeper approach that works. So eating psychology, I'm saying, is the future of nutrition, and the future's now. If this speaks to you, then consider yourself a vital, irreplaceable part of a new movement, a new understanding, a new consciousness, a new paradigm that's just coming down the pipe. Each one of us, in an interesting way, holds nutritional secrets for your own body, and maybe for others that's perhaps never been discovered. Are you ready to discover such nutritional secrets for yourself? Are you ready to share them? So, you know, it's all about addressing some of the bigger nutritional deficiencies. And I'm talking about the field of nutrition has been a little bit deficient in vitamin L, love, vitamin S, soul. For too many years, the psychological and spiritual dimensions of eating have kind of been banished from the table, banished by science, and that doesn't work. We've suffered for it. And because we've banished a psychological understanding and a soulful understanding, our strategies to heal body, to heal our eating challenges have been off. They've been ineffective. They've been woefully inadequate. Because when we're not thinking with all of our brain cells and all of our IQ points, and I'm not talking about just intellectual IQ points, I'm talking about our spiritual IQ points, we tend to have strategies that are limited. Eat less, exercise more. Eat this, don't eat that. Yes, those are useful, but when that's all you've got, it's not enough because it hasn't gotten us where we want to go. So let's continue to discover the cellular mysteries of the body. Let's move forward and identify the nutrients that heal, the foods that nourish, and the chemistry that kills. Let's make functional foods and nutraceuticals and standardized, botanical concentrates, but let's leave a lot of room for a good meal. Let's leave a lot of room for pleasure, for relaxation, for quality, and not just mass-produced bottom-line quantity. Let's leave as much room for the cake as you do for the carrot juice. Let's look with as much concern to the soil as we do to the ingredient label on the cereal box, for goodness sakes. And for those who we take care of, let's look to help them gain life before we try to coax them into losing weight. So if you're any type of health or healing professional, you've chosen a special path. If you're the kind of person that's just in this to better yourself, then good for you, congratulations, because we all need it. And there's so much to learn here. It's our task to liberate self from the kind of negative inner dialogue where we judge our health, we judge our weight, we judge our body. And by embarking on such a journey, you're going to learn how to help others even more. You're going to learn how to extend that into your environment. So what's new in the nutritional realm? It's you honoring your inner knowing. It's you respecting your gift. It's you learning to stop feeding your imperfections so much energy. We don't need to be perfect. We don't need to be the right body, the right weight, and have the perfect nutritional choices day in and day out to be the best that we can be in this world. So your gift to this world is your own journey in all its fullness. I would say go out and share it as if it was the best meal on earth. I hope this was helpful for you. I'd love to know what you think. I'd love to know where you see the field of nutrition headed and what direction you want to steer it in. Thanks, my friends. This has been Mark David, founder of the Institute for the Psychology of Eating.